Tonight, wanderer, we drift into the dim corners of the internet, the places where whispers never die, and shadows remember the names of those who posted them. 6 tales, shared by strangers behind glowing screens, each one written late at night, each one ending abruptly, each one carrying a question no one could answer. Breathe in. Slowly, let the room settle around you and listen to the spaces between the words. These are 6 terrifying Reddit tales that haunt the internet.
Story 1. The Man Who Watched Me Sleep. The Redditor lived alone in a quiet apartment tucked inside a building built long before he was born. The walls were thin, the floorboards old, the kind of place where nights feel heavy. For weeks, he kept waking at exactly 3:03 a.m., not 3:00, not 3:05, always 3:03. The kind of precision that makes your skin crawl. At first he blamed stress, insomnia, bad dreams. But each night, when he opened his eyes, he felt it. A pressure, like someone was standing close to him. Too close, watching. He tried to ignore it until the breathing began. Not loud, not obvious, just a slow, deep inhale and an even slower exhale coming from the dark corner near his bedroom door. His instinct screamed to turn his head, but he didn't. He stayed perfectly still, listening to breathing that wasn't his. The next morning, he checked everything. Door locked, windows sealed, no signs of entry. So that night, he prepared. He turned his phone camera on, angled it toward the door, and set it to take a picture with a single click. At 3:03 a.m., he woke again, heart pounding, mouth dry. The air felt warm, humid, as if someone had been standing over him for a long time. He didn't look. He just reached out, without breathing, and pressed the button. The shutter sound sliced through the darkness. He forced himself not to check until morning. When sunrise crept through the blinds, he opened the photo, and there, behind the door, standing inches from the frame, was a man, tall, leaning forward, his face lost in the shadows, as if the darkness itself had shaped him. The police searched everything. No entry, no footprints, no fingerprints, no one on camera entering or leaving the hallway. One officer quietly asked, "Are you sure you live alone?" The Redditor didn't sleep there anymore. That night at the hotel, at 3:03 a.m., a notification appeared on his phone. Motion detected. Bedroom. He deleted his account the next morning. No updates, no closure, just that one picture, and a time that still wakes him in the middle of the night. Story 2. The Forest Voice That Knew My Name. The hiker wasn't new to the wilderness. He'd crossed icy ridges, deep valleys, dense forests. He always said nature was honest. Cold, but honest. Until that night. The sky above him was sharp with winter stars, the kind that looked like frozen shards stuck in the darkness. Snow muffled every sound, and his breath drifted like pale smoke. Around midnight, as the fire crackled softly, he heard something, a voice, low, distant, calling his name. At first he brushed it off. Imagination, wind, dreams. But then it came again, closer. This time, he recognized the tone, as if someone was trying to imitate the way his friends said his name. It wasn't perfect, just off, almost human, almost not. He stepped out of the firelight, into the dark. His flashlight cut through the trees, revealing only endless white snow and branches heavy with frost. The forest exhaled, silent, still, watching. Then, a whisper slid behind him. right behind his ear. "You shouldn't be here." He ran, not because of the voice, but because he felt breath on his neck. When he returned days later with rangers to collect his gear, they found something carved into the tree beside his tent. Not random marks, not scratches. His name, carved deep, perfect lines, fresh. The ranger said, "These cuts weren't made by an animal." He didn't respond. He never camped alone again. Story 3. The locked door that opened itself. The Reddit user lived in a house older than memory. Crooked stairs, cold hallways, a basement door that seemed to hate being touched. Still, it was home. Until the knocking began. It always started at the same time, just after 2:45 a.m., soft, rhythmic, a gentle tap, tap, tap from behind the basement door. One night, the tapping became louder, more urgent, like knuckles dragging slowly across wood. He finally shouted, "Who's there?" The knocking stopped instantly. A second later, the doorknob turned. He lived alone. Panic surged through him. He shoved a heavy dresser against the door, locked it, double-locked it, and sat awake until morning. The next night, at 2:45 a.m., something pressed against the door from the other side. Slowly, steadily, like a body leaning its full weight against it. The dresser creaked on the floorboards. He grabbed his phone and recorded. In the video, the doorknob rattles violently, then freezes, as if the thing behind it realized it was being watched. He whispered, "What do you want?" The lock clicked. The dresser slid forward an inch. The door opened, just a narrow black crack, leading into a darkness so deep it looked alive. No sound, no breathing, no movement. He posted the video. Reddit argued for days. Draft animal hoax, intruder, paranormal. He never replied. 2 weeks later, someone noticed one final comment on his profile, posted at 3:03 a.m. It's upstairs now. That was his last activity. The account went silent. Story 4. The Woman Who Knocked at Midnight. It was the night before Thanksgiving. Cold rain sliding down the windows. Wind pushing against the house like something trying to get in. The Redditor lived in a quiet neighborhood. Nothing strange ever happened there. Until midnight. A knock came at the door. Not loud, not frantic, just steady, measured, like someone performing a ritual. He looked through the peephole. A woman stood there, long dark hair, clothes soaked from the rain, head tilted slightly, as if listening to the house breathe. He didn't open the door. She knocked again, then said his name, calmly, softly, like she had known him for years. The Redditor froze, because he lived alone and hadn't told anyone he'd be home. She spoke again. "Please, let me in. It's cold." Her voice wavered, not from fear, but from something else, something he couldn't name. He whispered through the door, "How do you know my name?" The woman smiled, not wide, but slow, as if she'd been waiting for the question. "I've been watching. Everyone forgets someone, and I'm the one you forgot." He felt the hair on his arms lift. She wasn't crying. She wasn't shivering. She was just waiting. He backed away from the door, called the police. When they arrived minutes later, the woman was gone. No footsteps in the wet grass, no tire marks, nothing on camera. But when he rewatched the doorbell footage, the woman's face didn't show up clearly. It flickered, blurred, as if the camera refused to capture it. He posted the story. Reddit demanded more details, more explanations. He never replied. His final post, was made a day later. 4 words. She's still knocking. And then his account vanished. Story 5. The invisible passenger on the highway. A truck driver, a veteran of night roads, posted this late one evening. He was driving a long, empty desert highway. No lights, no buildings, just darkness swallowing the world beyond the headlights. He saw a woman on the roadside, white dress blowing in a wind he couldn't feel, barefoot, still, not waving, not asking for help, just watching. He passed her, didn't look back. 5 minutes later, the passenger's seatbelt clicked. Someone, or something, had buckled in. He didn't look. He just whispered to himself, "Not real, please, not real." Then breathing filled the cab. Slow, cold, right behind his left ear. He slammed the brakes, jumped out, heart hammering. When he finally checked the passenger seat, the seatbelt was unbuckled again. He quit night driving after that. The post ended with, "Sometimes, when it's quiet, I still hear her breathing." Story 6. The man in the upstairs window. Across from the Redditor's bedroom stood an old house. Abandoned. Rotting. Windows boarded. Except one. The upstairs window. Every night around 1 a.m., a faint orange glow flickered behind it, like candlelight drifting in a still room. His parents saw nothing. His friends saw nothing. Only him. One night he took a photo. When he zoomed in, he saw a figure, tall, thin, leaning forward, face pressed near the glass, as if staring back at him. He posted it online. Reddit argued, hoax, reflection, pareidolia, stalker. But his updates grew stranger. First update, the light grows brighter when I'm alone. Second update, the figure moved tonight. I think he knows I'm watching. Final update, he was waving tonight. His account vanished the next day. Years later, when the house was demolished, workers reported something impossible. In the upstairs room, the one where the figure stood, the window frame had no glass, no candle wax, no footprints, no debris, nothing that could have created a light. One worker said he saw a shadow move past the empty frame after the wall was already gone. No one believed him, except Reddit.
The internet remembers stories, but it also remembers the silence that follows them. 6 tales, 6 shadows, 6 people who vanished from Reddit without explanation. If you wake at the same time every night, or hear a voice call your name in the dark, or see a figure behind a window no one should be near, remember, some stories don't end. They just wait. Sleep well, wanderer, and step carefully.